Justin Fields is a great player, great talent. He's going to be a top 10 pick in the NFL draft. But he's more of a wild card than I would have expected him to be at this point. Where Trevor Lawrence, if Trevor Lawrence has a bad game, I'm going to be shocked. He's only going to have a bad game if he, like any other quarterback, is sitting on his rear most of the night. That's what's going to cause him to have a bad game. And I see him playing. I just know what Trevor Lawrence is going to do. He's a complete known factor. He's great. He's never not great in a big game. The games where he has a couple hiccups, he always corrects them, and he's always great by the finish. I just know exactly what I'm getting. What I'm surprised to see is that when I was watching that game last year, and then in the aftermath of the game, I'm thinking, wow, I wish I would have seen Justin Fields at 100% because he had a knee brace. It compromised his mobility, and that had been going on for the last 4 or 5 games of that season. And here we are a year later, his knee's fine, he's mobile. I'm thinking, well, if they're in the playoffs next year, he'll be good to go. But he was on fire throwing the football going into last year's game. And he actually had a good game against Clemson. He had one bad mistake that Elijah Simmons picked off. But and then the miscommunication at the end of the game, whoever's fault that was. But I thought he played well throwing the football, but he's not playing well right now.
That is the key to this game, Mark, is which Justin Fields are we going to see? Because like you just said, when Justin Fields is playing his best football, he's as good as anybody in the country. And obviously the weapons he has around him at Ohio State, Chris Olave and the likes of other guys, Master Teague, they can score with anybody. If he's able to do that, if he plays his best game of the year, certainly Ohio State can win this game. I mean, the talent across the board is pretty much equal. If you look at NFL talent, that's how you evaluate talent. If Justin Fields has a game or two, a game like he had once or twice this season, and doesn't play up to his potential, I think things could get out of hand. That's how good Clemson's offense is.
I think the key for me is, and I've taken a shot at Justin Fields several times for this. World-class athlete, fantastic talent. The guy has, if he can just stay healthy, he has a chance to play on Sundays. We know that. But here we are. He's got an issue with his hand, in the Northwestern game. And I'm sitting there going, this guy has been sitting out for half the season. He's played only 5 games. Oh, he's got a hand injury. I mean, it's just one thing after another with this guy. I've talked about this before. I'm friends with guys who played college football. You have to learn how to take a flipping hit, no matter who you are. Trevor Lawrence has got his bell rung so many times, it is ridiculous. He's been bent in these odd ways. I'm like, there he goes. There goes his knee. There he goes. There goes his shoulder. Guy hops up, throws a 55-yard touchdown, and burns you on a 30-yard run. Justin Fields is not that guy. He's for some reason he has not learned how to take a hit. Now I know somebody on here is going to be a smart aleck and said, "Well, if he hit you, you would feel it." I'm not a college football player. I'm a dad of 2 and a 38-year-old man who hadn't exercised in weeks. So yeah, I mean, no crap, Sherlock. But the point about that is, this guy, this is going to. I mean, forget this game. If this guy doesn't get this under control, his draft stock's going to drop, which, I mean, that's not the argument tonight, but I'm just saying, you want a healthy guy or versus a guy who can be a Superman as long as somebody hadn't sprinkled kryptonite in his underwear, and that seems to happen every other week for him.
In all fairness to Justin Fields, a thumb injury has nothing to do with learning how to take a hit. I mean, I think he hit his thumb on some guy's helmet. That's sort of a fluke type of injury. I don't think that has.
But it's always something. It's always something with him.
With Justin Fields? It's always something?
Did you see him in that Wisconsin game last year? There was a design run. He comes out there. He's bigger than the DB who's about to hit him. He knows he's about to get hit. He knows it. I mean, it's like sticking your hand on a hot oven. I know it's going to burn. He knows he's about to get hit. He rolls around like somebody came up and sucker punched him. It happened again later in that game. This happened off and on with him. I think even though he is a big guy and he is a fantastic athlete, Trevor Lawrence is just tougher than he is, period.
I think that you guys have your hint as to when and if Clemson wins this game, what Ohio State fans are going to say, so you guys can get ready. Justin Fields' thumb was sprained.
Yes.
Or we would have.